Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, where we've got a brick and mortar store in Tucson, Arizona, and a coin show, TucsonCoinShow.com. And who knows what we'll have next? I mean, the world's greatest merch, maybe. This is my favorite type of video to make. This is what I would call a read and react. I'm just like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, or but not Eli. Oh heavens! All right, so this is a group of coins that we sent off to PCGS for grading. And this is just read and react because I don't know the values on the coins. I don't know what's in the box. Sometimes I process the boxes, but by the time they come back, I forget what's in them. So we have fun with it this way. Also, sometimes I don't process the box. Maybe it's someone else here, Zach the shipper or the engineer. MS65 on this 1941 M Manila Mint. Sounds tasty. All right, 10 centavos. Beautiful coin. I don't know what we were hoping to get on that coin, but I'm sure it was 1 point higher. Like that's goes without saying, right? Amongst my favorite coins for a U.S. crossover coin to a foreign country, the MacArthur series, MS65 on this 50-cent piece, 50 centavos. One of the types of coins struck at the San Francisco Mint that has a very low relief but has extremely high luster to it. And those coins, oftentimes you'll find in that MS63 to 65 grade. I think sometimes they jump a lot in 66. So this one's really beautiful, also really sideways. And if you're wondering if it's rotated, it is rotated in the holder. It is not a rotated reverse, unfortunately, on that coin. So same design from the 1 peso coin to the 50 centavos coin. Just the difference is size on that guy. This coin, by the way, this coin also really, really nice for 65. So far, you've got 365 coins, of which I like that coin. I think that the peso is a coin that I could see conceivably coming back a higher grade. Oh, okay. So we had some sets come in that had just less expensive but kind of nicer grade world coins. I remember this coin. There'll be a few of these little British pieces that are fun. 1860. I always get kind of intrigued when I look at coins like this. 1860. I just think about the history of things, right? So what was going on in 1860? Looking at the detail in her dress, though, by the way, with the flowers here on the shoulder, quite lovely. MS63, red brown. So, by the way, I'm gonna have to look up all of this. Look at all that going on there. There is apparently a bunch of different varieties on the 1860. Next up, we've got an 1891 1/4 of a penny. By the way, that was a penny, which of course is abbreviated 1D because they're British. What do you want? So this one has all kinds of wild toning to it. Actually reminds me of a 1921 Morgan dollar I got in pretty recently with those kind of like yellows and stuff. Really high luster coin with a lot of just other stuff going on. They call that an MS63 red brown on that guy. Oh, these are fun. So earlier, I like these earlier pieces here. So this is a 3 pence 1762, and what a cool design. I mean, the thing I like about the United Kingdom coins, the Great Britain coins, let me get it right, Great Britain, AU58. I actually do like the variety, as much as I'm making fun of, they have a denomination that's a pence and a penny and a farthing. But that's 1/4 D. This is, that's a 1D, 1/4 D, 3D, a 3 pence. I actually love the fact that they have all these, what we would consider to be kind of odd denominations. a 3 pence, and then they have a 4 pence, and the coins all have nicknames. I'm pretty sure there's an entire Monty Python skit about that. It'll be 1 squid, 2. Yeah, anyways, you get the idea. I won't go down that. But a 4 pence is called a groat, which I always thought was fantastic. All right, so here we have another interesting early piece. So this is a 2 pence, and this is from a set called a Mondi set. I say it how I say it. You all can say it the other way. They have some actually really interesting historical processes for making coins in Great Britain. They still do something where they roll out the coins in front of dignitaries, and they all get to look at them for quality control. That term is now escaping me. But a Mondi set was, they call it Mondi, Latin for command, I believe. And so these were ordered to be made. Little basically commemorative sets. My favorite thing in coins sometimes are holders. So these would come in these little boxes with like 4 coins in them. Really, really, really cool. 64 PL. That's a neat looking coin all around. Most of the coins that we've looked at so far, by the way, I haven't talked pricing because I don't know without, but I would tell you that most of the coins that we've looked at so far are going to be in that $100 to $250 range. So it's a nice, fun area with coins that are completely different. Here we're getting down to a different 2 pence from 1838. Another fun look to it. Another Mondi set coin. Another coin that has a little bit of a proof-like finish to it, which you'll see on Mondi coins. This one they called a 58, but a PL. So in both of these are 2 pence. There actually is a physical size difference between the two of them. You're not going to be able to tell in the holders. This 1820 is just slightly larger than the 1838 is. So when I see these guys and I see them with the boxes, I really like the boxes. In the last 2 years, I think I've had a chance to buy a couple that I whiffed on. See, I did an Eli Manning, not a Peyton Manning. Whatever. All right, and here's a second one, 1838, 2 pence. That's a little more clear. It's really interesting to see the design similarities between a lot of the Great Britain coins and the US coins. Here's, you've got wreaths, designs, crowns, dates, denominations, nothing too fancy. 62 PL on that one. So this is fascinating. This looks basically like 2 holders that have been like glued together. I am intrigued. So for this coin, they should have, they used to have holders, I thought, that fit these. Anyway, this is wild. And you want to talk about wild, 1797, Great Britain. Classic look to it. One of my favorite coins, actually. This is a 2 pence. So this is a 2 pence and this is a 2 pence. There you go. But these things are huge. Oh man, AU detail, environmental damage. Welcome to the club. For those of you who don't know, we do have some paid memberships that are just channel support with some extra videos to them. Sometimes, occasionally, if you click on the Abraham Lincoln icon, you can see that. The environmental damage area is going to be this area here where the bronze has some rust onto it. And so that's undoubtedly the area that they're looking at and saying, you know what, that's a field too far. That's kind of on the coin. And we're not going to be able to straight grade that for y'all. 1836, 4 pence. Now what's interesting is I thought this was also from a Mondi set, but it's not labeled as a Mondi set. So it was a circulating strike then, 1836. All these, you can see that color and tone on these small silver coins has all been very similar. Those were all together for a long, long time, probably in the same manila envelope for a long, long time. MS62 on that piece. So next we get into something that's and now for something completely different. Some really cool looking pieces from the Philippines. 10 centavos pieces. Isabel, 1868. De Dios y la Consta. Beautiful, beautiful coins. There's actually going to be a little group of these in here. And I kind of wish I had my book with me right now, because these ones are Spanish Philippines, and they look just like the coins from Spain, except I think that the shield is different. I'm trying to remember. You guys who collect this stuff offhand can tell me. What's interesting is the Spanish coin is not that expensive. Well, maybe it's right here, right? Is that the mint mark on the side? I'm gonna have to look that up. That's gonna bother me. So these guys here we sent in, they're actually very hard to get in high grade. That's an MS64. This coin, beautiful, beautiful coin, MS65. The MS65 coins, pretty low populations. These coins, I think, are, because this I had looked up previously, are, you know, the $500, I think $500 plus type coins in 65, and the 64s are less expensive. But a little hoard, my friends, a little hoard of these. They all have a little bit of that proof-like finish to them. There's another 65 and a 64. Yeah, I know, I'm looking at it upside down. We control the horizontal, we control the vertical. Do not adjust your TV screen, folks. Lovely little bit of toning to that guy. Super, super cool, super fresh. I think I used the term fresh on those coins. And I've got 2 more 64s. But all of the coins are super fresh, and I've turned them upside down incorrectly every time. Beautiful. I wouldn't, by the way, I wouldn't pass on these 64s. The 64s are lovely. Absolutely lovely. Okay, now I see what's happening here. So we had apparently got a group of Libertads in that were lovely, this 1985 coin. And it looks like the engineer threw these in the box. Just some really high grade, high luster. That is some fantastic funky toning on this guy. That is a luster bomb, my friends. Beautiful, beautiful. MS67 with the wild toning. This toning, interesting. I don't like this toning as much. It does have a lot of different colors in the color palettes, but also a little bit dark. Another MS67. See some, and oh, blast white reverse though. This one probably was at the end of a roll when you get that kind of blast white look. You got a lot of dark toning around the edges. Could have been. Could have been. 1985. Here's one that is simply white. There was a time when I started working at Old Pueblo Coin where blast white was the in thing, and that's why you have so many coins that were super heavily dipped out in the 90s. It was everybody wanted blast white, but that's nice. I like the blast white one. Let's see, how many of these did he send in? Quite a few. We actually have a couple of blast white MS67s to choose from. Look at that. Just keep that train of rolling, guys. Are you ready for your close-up yet? Look at that. This one also 67. Well, I will say that it was a nice group. I mean, 67, 67, 67. All right, finally, somebody came to their senses. Here's a 66. Thank you. I will say this one actually has the most proof-like finish to it. I mean, it actually has a proof-like finish in general compared to the other coins. I will the contact marks, you see a little bit more visible, just some scuffiness above the eagle. But also, these coins are brilliant. This one is PL. That's cool. Not labeled PL and not a full PL. And some of you don't like the fact that some things are semi-PL, but I don't know, on the scale of proof-like to not proof-like, there is some type of gradient scale to it. So this is a Morales Un Peso 1965. See, these are, I find this to be kind of a fun, entertaining thing to do. You know, I still tell people don't send coins in for grading, but for things that I kind of like to do is find coins from the 40s, 50s, and 60s that are just kind of like really high grade or a good looking coin. They may be a common coin, but trying to get a really high grade out of a common coin is kind of fun. I think this is one mark away from being a 67. There's a mark right there in the field that's kind of catching my eye a little bit, but really neat coin all around. I just, if you want to do a challenge, you know, it's trying to find common coins and get them into high grade holders. Next up, I have no idea why we were sending Canadian dollars in, but this happened. So this coin has a proof-like finish to it, but also really, man, those proof-like fields, you can see all that scattered look that they get. 1951. MS63, oh, maybe it's the Anne Prior, Arne Prior, Emploi. See, when you want to pretend that you know French, you just go Emploi. So this coin, interesting coin, because I think I probably would have called it an AU58, but you know, once again, once you get that full proof-like field to it, really can make the coin overall very deceptive. I'm not certain at all what that's worth. I do know that there was, now that I see that Canadian coin, I remember that we sent some Canadian coins in. Similar here, this coin has proof-like fields to it. This one actually says proof-like on it, and actually says cameo. So that contrast, I will say that when I see Canadian dollars with a PL finish to it, oftentimes they do not have any contrast. So the entire coin will have just a satin finish. So hopefully this pans out on this particular series. Getting a cameo hopefully will help that coin out a lot, because 1963 Canadian PL dollar doesn't strike me as a coin that's really expensive. The good news is that if we lost money on it, I got to lose money in multiples. 66 cam. This coin is clearly nicer than the other coin, like clearly. So I'm glad this came back as 66. As soon as I looked at it, I said, well, this one's much nicer than the one that they called a 5. And so they did call it a 6. Okay, so I prefer pulling coins out from the 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s that are high grade. I have a feeling that the engineer threw this in for the toning and to get a true view on it, because this coin, I'm sure with a true view, is going to pop. It's like the Aurora Borealis right there, only in a small way. The Canadian Mint has made all kinds of commemorative coins en masse and ad nauseum. So that is your Latin lesson for the day. Proof 68 Deep Cam. No idea what that's worth. Oh, so this is interesting. Okay, now I do have to go grab a note, or maybe I don't have to grab a note. I won't grab the note, but I have, these are crackouts. This Kwangtung NGC sent back 2 Kwangtung coins that they called either questionable or not authentic. And this is fascinating. Cleaned unk details. As I'm fascinated they call this clean because this coin is really nice. As I recall, NGC may have conserved this for us even. It was in a group of coins, but that did not come back authentic from NGC, and neither did this one. But PCGS politely disagrees. I am intrigued between these two coins. This one I would have called a details coin. The previous coin I would have called straight grade. For what it's worth. My opinion don't matter, but for what it's worth. And last but not least, we have another coin in a fat holder, but only one fat holder. So there are a huge amount of metals produced, especially from the Mexico Mint. And there's actually some really epic designs. There are books. I did a video on the Grove book series that you can look at and see. And this is 1963 metal SP63. And let's see here. Yeah, it's interesting because this one I don't know offhand the history. But intriguingly enough, you may recognize these two flags, maybe not. It's hard to see around the rim. Equity, justice, I think that's peace. Amistad, 29th of August. And I think that is El Jefe and Kennedy. Yeah. I'm just 1963. Y'all help me out here. Sorry for being young. All right. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your comments down below. Put your corrections in. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.